Oh, let me tell you something. Busting makes me feel good.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Blockbusting, the podcast where we love to hate the movies. I'm your host, Jay Light. Joining me today, all the way from Edinburgh and all the way from Romania, oh my God, Victor Patrascan.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Happy to have you. Good, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm trying to wake up.
Yeah, did you just wake up before you got over here?
Yeah. Woke up and got on the bus.
Look at that. That's the true trooper right there.
Yeah.
Podcast. I appreciate you making it over here.
Pleasure, man.
First-
It's 1:30 in the afternoon. It's a bit early. But
Yeah. This is early for Fringe. How late do you usually stay up when you're out here?
3, 4.
Okay.
But I go home, I don't know, 2. But just coming down.
Right.
It takes an hour or two. Just kind
Yeah.
of watching TV online
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Notice that.
Watch
It's a lot
Norm again.
I keep watching a lot of Bon Appetit videos, a lot of like gourmet makes.
Claire is fantastic,
Claire's-
isn't she? She's lovely.
She's so great. She
Yeah.
just put one out yesterday that's about making Pocky.
Oh yeah, I love Pocky. Yeah.
She's great.
I don't like Brad. I feel like Brad is just too full of himself. He always wants attention.
You know what I really think? I think that Claire is going to be full of Brad. That's what I think's going on.
Really?
I think there's some secret vibes going on between those
my.
two. But who knows? I
I
guess
don't
we'll
know.
never find out. They're
Yeah.
like the Jim and Pam of the Bon Appetit
Oh my
video
God.
universe.
Do you think they use a turkey baster while they're...
Maybe you got to preheat. Let's preheat that oven.
Yeah.
So Victor, obviously, if you're American, people don't know who you are,
Yeah.
but you and I met out here. You're one of the proprietors of Roast Battle UK.
I don't know what proprietor means, but...
You help run it. You help produce
oh, yeah.
it.
I help run it, yeah.
Yeah. And there's how many of you guys are there? It seems
2.
like there's quite a team. Is it? Oh, it's just you.
me and Callum.
Just you and Callum. Okay.
Callum Ross, yeah. He came up with the idea to do it in London, and I was there for the first one, and we've been kind of teaming up to run the battles.
Right on. So
Yeah.
you've been running it in London for how long?
About 2 years.
Okay, and then last year was your first year at Fringe as well.
Yeah. And
So you guys just came, and it shows the way the Roast Battle regularly does. It's kind of blown up out here.
Yeah, it's a format. The way that we see it, it's like improv or like sketch. It's just a format, and within that format, everyone does their own original stuff.
Yeah.
For us, it was very important to talk to Brian. Brian Moses, the guy who invented the whole thing, and we had the chance to meet him about a year and a half ago when he came down to London to record for the Comedy Central Roast Battles, the UK version.
Right.
Because he's a comedian and we're comedians and we understand what it means to come up with that idea and people just taking your idea.
Right. Yeah.
So it was important to get his blessing, and he was very positive and very encouraging. So now we're doing it, and this is nice, man. Look, like we come from like totally like different sides of the world.
100%.
Like it's night time in the States right now.
Yeah. Everybody is either asleep or just waking up.
Yeah. Yet we connect through just stupid jokes.
Yeah. We battled the other night. We told some great stupid jokes.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
were some of the most fun. Those was a really fun battle. I don't know.
Indeed.
Maybe I'll put the audio in this one as a little extra bonus at the end of the episode or something. But it was a great time, you know.
Yeah,
and
man.
I'm glad to see that roasting has like transcended and we can connect. But one of the things I learned when we were working on like getting to know each other and figure out our jokes is that you studied film in school.
Yeah.
And so I thought you'd be a perfect guest to have on the show.
Oh, that's lovely.
And you have a great movie to hate.
Yeah.
It's
not great, man. Come on.
well, it's a solid choice,
Yeah.
and it's Star Wars Episode
Yeah.
4, the
It's
original.
for children. We're adults, man. Come on. Why are we watching stuff for children? Why I don't understand people who watch bad stuff just because it's kind of quirky. It's like, why would you eat bad food? Why would you do anything? This is like a limited life that we live. Why are we doing this to ourselves? There's great film. Like I looked through the list of like the previous films that other people have hated on, and I'm like, the Florida Project. Really, do you
Right.
not have a heart? inside your body.
That's how I felt when the guy talked about the Florida Project.
Exactly. Like Magnolia. What's wrong with Magnolia? It's a beautiful piece of film. It's about us and our existence. This is for children. It's silly, man. Like I tried to watch parts of it last night to kind of remember. It's guys in buckets. They've taken buckets, they've painted them white and black, and they're going pew pew pew. This is ridiculous. We're grown-ups, man.
This is fascinating. This is really just like okay.
Yeah.
What was your first experience like watching this movie? Did you see it in you grew up in Romania. What is watching movies like in Romania? Did you have access to movie theaters and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, me and my friend, we became like one of my oldest friends. We've known each other since we were 6. And that's how we solidified our friendship, is by going to the movies.
Okay.
We had one cinema in my hometown, and sometimes there weren't enough people for them to turn on the movie.
Really?
Yeah. So sometimes we used to buy extra tickets just so they could show the movie.
I didn't know there was a minimum.
Yeah. Well, in my hometown there was.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
There had to be like 6 people or more for them to turn on the movie. So, but it's TV. It's like VHS. There's a documentary on Netflix called Chuck Norris versus Communism, which is based on a phenomenon in Romania during the communist years, where there was one guy who went to the West. He went to Germany. He bought a lot of just VHS tapes.
Okay.
He smuggled them into Romania. He had one lady that dubbed the whole films, the entire country. Everyone knows this lady's voice. For years, no one knew how she looked like. But now she's like a film critic because she translated over like 3,000 films or something like that. Ridiculous. So everything would be like, I don't know, from Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee films to Last Tango in Paris.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. And the translation is, everyone knows how silly the translation is, especially if they know a little bit of English, because she used to translate every horrible like insult, like fuck you, you cocksucker, to go to hell. But the Romanian version to go to hell. So everyone, the whole family could enjoy it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, if you want to understand
Chuck Norris versus Communism. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah,
so
it's very interesting.
So did you see this on one of those dubbed VHSs?
No, I watched it later when I wanted to see what it's all about. So I didn't grow up with it. So that's why I just go like, why is this relevant to anybody?
Gotcha. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It's one of those things. I saw it in the U.S. They did re-releases when I was a kid. And I saw it with my dad in theaters. And I was swept up in it.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel watching the newer ones now. I feel, at the very least, Force Awakens. Last Jedi, not so much. I think Last Jedi sort of like was pushing new ground with what you can do in the Star Wars world. And I know a lot of people hated that. And I'm like, hey, fuck you guys. Just let the movie be what it is. It's a movie.
Oh my God, it's Disney, man. This is high fructose corn syrup. It's all just, hey, remember, the member berries from
South Park.
That's exactly what this is. It's like, I like the Mighty Ducks. You know the films with,
of course.
With Michael J. Fox or Emilio
Estevez. Yeah.
Same guy.
Close enough. You might as well.
But I understand. I like it because I was a child. Like, I'm not pretending that now I'm an adult and everyone should treat this with responsibility. Because, no, it's for children. It's fine.
I don't know if it's for children, though. That's the thing. I think that there's obviously when you watch something
dressed in bear suits, it's for children.
I mean, that's not in the first one, though.
Yeah.
But when it's the kind of thing where, like, you watch something, it's member-berry stuff. It's nostalgia stuff. When you first watch something, if you watch it at a young age, you're more likely to have it imprinted on you, right? Like, there's certain movies that I feel like even as you get older, there's movies that you watch and you're like, you're supposed to watch it at a certain time or otherwise you're not going to like it.
Yeah.
I think this might be...
Is that how pedophiles come to be? It's like they get molested as children and then they go like,
Yeah.
Remember how nice it was? I'm gonna show a child exactly this.
It's either that. It's either you remember what happened as a kid, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is what being a child's like. I
Yeah.
guess I gotta make sure that I spread this wealth. Or you are Jeffrey Epstein,
Yeah.
and some rich fuck, and you're like, I have to drink child's cum to stay wealthy and youthful, and that's what happens.
As cum goes, probably child's cum is some of the best.
Probably, if you can get it out. I mean, I don't think I started coming until I was like 12 or 13 years old. So who knows?
Yeah, but that's still a child.
I guess. Yeah, that's true.
The problem that I have with this film is that it's particularly made so they make money out of it. Like, I understand initially George Lucas wanted to make like a passion project, like THX one, I don't know, some numbers.
1138, yeah.
Yeah. He made that, and then that's very artsy. I understand it as like an art house film, exploring all sorts of new ideas. But this is particularly made and then changed so that it fits the narrative. It adds more elements to the whole thing. It's more believable. They added CGI rocks for R2-D2 in one of the scenes because R2-D2 was just outside.
Right.
And it didn't make sense. So, 20 years later, let's add some rocks so this seems believable. Because it was bad in the first place. They're just trying to,
This is a crazy thing, man.
add shine to shit.
So it came out in 1977.
Yeah.
George Lucas is already like known as a filmmaker. American Graffiti has come out at this point. THX
Exactly.
138.
This is not even George Lucas's best film.
Right.
American Graffiti is so much better.
I still haven't even seen American Graffiti.
Oh my God. I feel like this film is about my childhood.
American Graffiti?
Yeah, and my teenage years and high school. It's about American kids and hot rods in the 50s, 60s.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that film and I felt like he was talking about my experience as well. It's that good.
Yeah,
It's
really.
universal. Yeah, it's about being a child.
So it's about being a
beautiful.
child versus a movie for children.
Yeah.
I gotcha. So that's the thing. I mean, Star Wars it was released in limited release because it's a sci-fi space opera movie. Nobody wanted to see
Come
that
on,
at the time.
2001, there were so many things like ants, big giant ants. In the 50s and 60s, there were so many films like that.
But
and people didn't want to watch them because they were for children.
But I don't think it's that it's for children. I think it's the weirdness of it. I think that people saw those and they were like, all right, we're going to assume like you get spoiled watching a movie like Plan 9 from Outer Space and you think all sci-fi in film form is going to be cheesy and lame.
Yeah.
And
This comes along.
It comes along
with Harrison Ford, one of the luckiest people in the world.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this guy is famous.
Hey, do you know the story about Harrison Ford?
No.
Oh man, Harrison Ford was a carpenter. Harrison Ford was literally like helping build cabinets in Steven Spielberg's house, or George Lucas's house, one of the two. And they were like, "Hey, we're making this movie. Do you want to be in this movie?" And Harrison Ford was like, "Okay." And then that's how his career started.
Do you know the story of Tom Jones?
No, the singer.
What's New
It's not
Pussycat?
unusual. And What's
Yeah,
New
yeah.
Pussycat?
Yeah, apparently he was a miner. Not like a child, but like
a miner, with the pickaxe.
A guy in a hole.
Yes.
In the ground. And apparently he was singing in the mine, and someone heard him sing in the mine so beautifully that they gave him a contract.
How could anyone who's going down and what record execs are
This is
just
too many
chilling
questions.
in mines?
Too many questions.
I
for
don't buy
how
any of
much
that for a second.
But isn't there something in your heart that wants to believe that story? In the same way that it's a beautiful story, isn't it?
I mean,
There's hope.
I love when that kind of shit happens, and maybe that's why Star Wars is a new hope. That's what the episode
Oh
4
my
is.
God, you made a connection.
But
I can't believe
I'm
it.
good. Look, I'm good at transitions. There's something about this movie. It makes me wish. Like I watched this movie and I enjoy this movie still. I don't think it's the best in the Star Wars canon at all by any means.
There's a Star Wars canon now.
I know there's what they've got the 9th in the Skywalker saga as they're now calling it, and then they had Han Solo, and they had Rogue One, and they got the new stuff coming out from the Game of Thrones guys.
At least Fast and Furious is aware that it's ridiculous. It's self-aware.
Yeah, well, that's what
this is not.
I don't. That's the thing. I think it's like I don't think it's being played as ridiculous though. That's the thing. I think with the franchise like Fast and Furious, it started out very serious, but then it became very wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We're going to make movies about cars driving through buildings.
It's hilarious.
And it's hilarious. It's so silly. And then you can get away with doing poignant moments like having that fucking song that was super popular.
Well, the guy died.
Well, but you can get away with doing that because you've built up like, oh, we're so silly. Also, oh, one of our guys died. Oh, we got to figure out a way to like actually effectively address this.
Yeah.
That franchise is all over the place, but it's singular. It's like defined in a way that Star Wars is also like it went the opposite direction. Like Star Wars is doing this thing where it's like it's sci-fi, but it's pop sci-fi. It's sci-fi for everybody.
But that's the problem. It's like democracy doesn't work. Like Hitler was elected
Well, I mean, he ascended to power. He wasn't really elected.
Anti-Semitism
But
was a popular thing.
that's true.
That's not an argument. It's like George Lucas sold this to Disney for money.
Right.
Disney is there to make money.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about money now. It's not about making something interesting.
Right.
It's just, let's give people what they want, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to respect that.
Well, the thing is, that's what makes me wish I could have seen this when it was originally released.
Yeah.
I still like it, but I want to see, like, this came out in 77, and I can only imagine. I mean, it made $775 million in its release. What would it have been like to watch that and be like, what this movie's the fourth movie? Where are the other ones? But this is, there's like...
But that's the thing. Because when it came out, it wasn't the fourth movie. They went back and renamed it.
No, it still I think it had the title called With A New Hope, right?
No. Go on YouTube. There's a video specifically with all the changes that were made to the first one and all the films. Exactly to do the thing that I was saying earlier. To make the whole thing make sense. They went back and changed it. You don't believe me? You have little faith.
I'm trying to see. Yeah, they did. They added it in 1981.
Exactly.
Man, because I knew they would have it on Wikipedia somewhere.
Why did they start with 4? Because he wanted to make money out of it. It's all about money. I understand making the first one because he's a geeky guy and he wants to do his own thing. He dreams of spaceships and people going pew, pew, pew.
Right.
Perfect. But then it becomes a money thing, and that's just ruining the whole thing.
I mean, it became marketing and money became... Because these characters, it's like, all right, we're going to sell these guys as action figures. We're going to sell the Nerf blaster versions of the guns. It's very easy to do.
Here is why I think it's all about the money. In the original version, Han Solo shoots first without the green squid thingy.
Greedo, yeah.
Yeah, the guy from Shape of Water.
Yes.
Being able
beforehand.
to... and they changed that.
Right.
Because,
they made it the other way.
Yeah. Because Han Solo was too real.
Mm-hmm. They wanted him to be more likable.
Exactly. That's likability is the death of art and anything interesting.
That's the thing. There's so much change that has been made and re-releasing to this movie and stuff that I don't even know. I mean, the only thing that comes to mind as even comparable with the amount of times that this has been changed and screened in new versions is like Blade Runner, right? Yeah. Blade Runner has 5 or 6 versions that are out. I think they're doing another re-release of Blade Runner sometime in the next couple of years after the success of Blade Runner 2049. I want to see what the original Star Wars is like because I like it. Yeah. But like I said, there's something about it that maybe at the time it felt kind of pure. Yeah. Because it got nominated for a bunch of awards. It was nominated for
was Rocky. The thing is
that's true.
Man, there's something about like grown-up films. Mm-hmm. There's no grown-up films anymore. Everything is just diluted. Can you name any like serious films that were like before like Hitchcock, like a serious fucking
I think films like that exist.
Where are they?
All right. I mean, this year I've seen films
like Tarantino. Maybe does some, but he's very cartoonish.
Tarantino's pop. Tarantino's for everybody. Yeah. If we're talking like capital F film, if we're talking like film geek kind of films, I mean, I would say movies like The Art of Self-Defense is a movie that's very much like that.
I've seen 8th Grade.
8th Grade, yes.
That's very good, man.
Booksmart is Booksmart maybe not so much. Booksmart's a little bit more pop, but I still like Booksmart. 8th Grade, very, very good. Yeah. I would say a movie like Climax.
What?
It's the Gaspar Noé movie that came out earlier this year.
Oh, Gaspar. No,
Yeah.
man, that guy.
And but that's the thing. He made this movie that's a total just like, it's a complete mind fuck. It's an art movie.
Yeah.
And it's about people doing acid in like a dance hall.
Everything that guy's made is fantastic.
It's great. I can't believe you hadn't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
You should check it out.
Yeah.
It feels good. It doesn't feel good. It feels bad.
But yeah, like people like him and like Lars von Trier, it's like they're challenging. They're into what are they gonna do? You go and watch Star Wars, you know what's gonna happen.
Right. That's okay. So that's why I'll say this. So not all the Star Wars movies are like that, though, right? Like Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
That's why I think Empire Strikes Back is the best out of the whole series.
Yeah.
Because it ends on this bleak, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but that's saying like there's some mounds of shit. Some of it is diarrhea, but one of them is like very clunky, and you can see like corn pieces in it. And
it looks
you go,
the
like,
healthiest
that's
out
the
of the
best
shits.
one out of all of them.
This one we don't need to go take you to the doctor to see what happened. So let me ask you this.
Please.
From a sci-fi standpoint, you're not anti-sci-fi.
No, man.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
No.
I mean, I would assume you probably like a 2001.
Yeah, Solaris.
Okay, I've never seen Solaris. That's
Andrei Tarkovsky,
Soderbergh,
man.
right?
No,
Tarkovsky,
Soderbergh,
the original.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's just beautiful. It's about the human. I like things that are about us and who we are and how we feel inside and our experience. And of course, I like things that are entertaining, right?
Right.
Like I don't know. I like The Sixth Sense by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, Sixth Sense
I'm
is
just
a great
obsessed with that film, and I know it's for entertainment. And I know there are things that are just fun. I'm not saying that things shouldn't be fun, but I feel like this is just disgustingly designed. It's to be fun.
It's like Doritos.
Yeah, exactly.
I was speaking of Claire and Gourmet Mix. I was just watching the episode she did about Doritos. They spent something like $15 million, maybe more. I might have misheard it. It was either 15 or 50.
Yeah.
But that's millions of dollars to research and develop scientifically how to engineer Doritos to be correct.
Didn't they invent cheese dust? Doritos.
They basically created a cheese dust that's like the same.
Yeah.
It's like a certain color. They have all of these different. They invented a way to make a chip so that way it crunches in a certain way and that it's got a certain texture to it.
And there's a time for that. And I understand. You go with your friends, you watch Star Wars, it's fun, but it's disgusting, the level that it's reached, man. Everything, like all the cups, backpacks, and notebooks, and fucking pens with Star Wars. Yeah, money.
Money, baby.
It's just...
So... let's look at some of this because it was met with critical acclaim when it was released. Roger Ebert loved it.
Yeah,
He's
dead now.
He is dead.
If he's so smart, how come he's dead? That's Homer J. Simpson.
He's smart. Cancer's smarter. Shout out to throat cancer. But here's the thing. So they have it's elaborate. It says it's very it's comic booky. Obviously, that's a big thing that comes up a lot in a lot of the reviews from it. Are you, by the way, are you a comic book movie person as well, or do you also feel it falls into the same sort of trap that Star Wars does?
I grew up on Spider-Man, Batman, and like cartoons, and I really like them. But I feel like where it's going now, it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly like a formula. All the films are the same. Like Black Panther, like everyone raves about it. I understand. It's good, lovely.
There's a washing machine going on in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but this
That's
recording, baby.
Hey,
live in Edinburgh.
That's my sister. She has a name.
Sorry, hot point. Okay,
but yeah, that's the problem. Because remember when you could probably grow up with like the X-Men animated series and the Batman animated series.
Yeah, I watched a lot of like Batman Beyond and Batman animated series. X-Men Next Generation, or whatever it was called.
The Superman and the Justice League, all Cartoon Network, man.
Oh, Teen Titans. Yeah. But I also watched a lot of like, I was a big like Nickelodeon, like Rugrats and Dexter's Lab on Cartoon Network and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And now they're turning those abstract ideas they're putting human faces on it. It's like the Cats film.
Cats film.
Yeah, you know the Cats,
the one
the
that's
musical.
Coming out. Yeah, the musical.
It's like, why are you putting humans in there?
It's such uncanny valley nonsense. No,
it's beautiful because it's abstract, it's drawn, and it's not human.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
then
true.
when you put it into human form, it's like, oh, okay, it's Robert Downey Jr. Okay.
I think there's a difference that I've been able to sort of delineate in watching movies, especially over the course of doing
What are
this
you using
podcast.
such fancy words?
Well, you can, listen, that's how I know.
Yeah.
I'm educated, motherfucker. But I can watch a movie and be entertained, or I can watch a movie and be affected by that movie.
Yeah.
And I like a movie that's entertaining, but I love a movie that can affect me.
Yeah.
And I think probably at the end of the day, the original Star Wars is not a movie that affects me.
Yeah.
But I'm still entertained by it. I think that I really wish that there was a way that like we could watch the movie and be completely in a bubble and devoid of any of the marketing bullshit that's around.
No, but it's all the product. It's all everything. The environment. It's a package.
Do you think if watching this movie, like you're watching this movie in a vacuum, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're watching
Well,
this
Star
movie
Wars.
in the great vacuum of space, and you see the original version, you don't know that it's going to spawn this whole franchise. You don't see it as it is
Oh my
now.
God. I'd stop it after 5 minutes.
Really?
I watched it because I know of how important it is culturally,
God, and so
but
you
not because
it's
I
not even your
respect it.
thing.
No.
Right on. Okay, I respect that.
No.
I don't agree with it just because I like the movie, but I respect your
Genuinely, if you haven't had like an emotional connection, you with a guy that has seen films, has seen good films, has seen masterpieces.
Yeah.
Are you gonna really?
I mean, Star Wars doesn't even crack probably my top 200 movies, if we're being honest.
That's what I'm talking about. But it's treated as it's, oh my God, you can't say anything bad about Star Wars. This is the greatest thing that was ever made. Oh, let's put money in it. Let's spend. Let's buy. I go in people's, like grown-ups with Star Wars memorabilia in their house.
Mm-hmm.
That is... Man, I feel like this is the... I don't think I'm coming across. Like, I feel like we're forgetting about what it means to be a mature person. It feels like this is a conversation that I don't have with people. And it's a conversation that I feel like the new generation just pushed it out because like our parents' generation was just so obsessed with this. Oh, let's be straight and proper. And let's, like they took the maturity to a level that is just disgusting and inhuman.
Interesting.
Right? But there is something about courage. It's about like mature values and ideas that... For example, when I went to the United States, my impression of, like, culturally speaking, of the people was everyone's stuck in their teenage years.
Because what year were you in the United States?
There's like a program for students. If you study, if you have like good grades, there is a thing called work in progress, work and travel.
Gotcha.
Which the American states awards you with a visa to have the privilege to work in a laundromat or in a Burger King.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
So what year was that you were over there?
When I was 21. That was like 9 years ago.
So, all right. Yeah. So like 2010. So everybody's...
Lovely people.
Yes.
And open, such beautiful souls.
Mm-hmm.
But people stuck intellectually in their teenage years.
Yeah.
And I feel like, because this is the influence of the American culture, it feels like, okay, we're 50, yet in our mind we're still 14.
Right.
But we need to talk about things like, how do we grow? How do we become responsible? How do we... you know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's like...
this is about pew, pew, pew. And I understand. It's good.
I think I would say the large majority of people are perfectly content to not have their boundaries pushed by the things that they watch to entertain them, right? Like, I think that there's a lot of people who don't approach things analytically and don't care to approach things analytically. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's, if you're gonna get swept up in something and just watch if you're gonna watch a bunch of robots and a bunch of people fighting each other in space with laser swords, and a dude pretending to using space magic to like levitate somebody and crush their neck, like there's certainly worse ways to spend a few hours for people like that. And I think even for me, it's like I'm not gonna go seek out if Star Wars is like playing on a big screen somewhere. This version, I'm not the kind of person who's going to go seek it out, but I get where those people are coming from.
Here's what I'm trying to say, I think. Like, I understand it. I'm not against people making more. Just make as many as they want.
Right.
People watch it. But everything around it, all the fandom, all the fanboys, all the costumes and toys and all this bullshit around it, right? Because, for example, if we take the Nazis, right? I always go back to the Nazis,
Always,
right?
you freaking Eastern Europeans, always going back to the Nazis.
They invented meth. They had some good ideas, right? But everything around the good ideas
They
is
invented
just
Volkswagens.
Yes, it's just annoying. Everything around it, right? And
So-
this is the problem with this.
And you're saying that basically George Lucas is Hitler for film.
Yeah, with if Hitler and a pelican had a baby, what's wrong with his neck?
I mean, which neck? He's got a handful of them.
Yeah. Exactly. It's for money. Like,
He's
his
like
friends,
a bullfrog. That's where he stored all the merchandising money.
his friends are still trying to make interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's from the same generation as Scorsese and Spielberg.
Right.
They're trying interesting things still.
Right. Well, Scorsese more than Spielberg. I think Spielberg has sort of fallen now
Ready
into
Player One, man, is such an interesting.
Ready Player One is based on a book. Ready Player One is
footage from The Shining that was not used in The Shining because Spielberg had access to that footage.
I think that movie. I think that I would rather. I'd pick Star Wars to watch over Ready Player One any day of the week.
Oh no.
Yes.
It's so much more creative, Ready Player One.
No, Ready Player One, the whole premise of Ready Player One is that it's all nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's nostalgia. It's a nostalgia overload.
Yes, but it's self-aware. This is not.
I don't think this needs to be self-aware.
I don't know, man. It's just there's better things out there.
Oh yeah, I mean we can agree on that.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I think you'd like to read some of these quotes for people who didn't like the movie. I think you'll find something you'll agree for in this as well. Pauline Kael of The New Yorker said that there's no breather, no lyricism, and it had no emotional grip.
There.
Accurate. John Simon of New York Magazine panned the film and wrote, strip Star Wars of its striking images and its highfalutin scientific jargon, and you got a story, characters, and dialogue of overwhelming banality.
Exactly. It's the structure, the most boring structure. You know, like, I assume you have this. You watch a film and you immediately see the structure and it's just not interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The 3-act structure, the journey of the hero. It's like there's a documentary where there's a guy who wrote on story structure and the journey of the hero, where George Lucas is interviewed because he used exactly like the most boring, banal structure to get this across. And that's the problem. It's all painting by numbers and people are eating it up.
Yeah, it's basic AF.
And it's interesting things like Gaspar Noé you're talking about earlier. No one knows his films because he's not doing that.
I gotta watch American Graffiti.
American Graffiti is beautiful, man.
That's the craziest thing. I mean, even in the UK, they hated it too. They were like, they said American Graffiti and THX 1138 were better. But some people also say they really liked it. The guy from the Daily Telegraph said that Star Wars is the best sci-fi film since 2001.
Yeah, but this is the problem with news nowadays. People read. This is like reading people's tweets. You know, when you watch the news and something horrible happened. Well, water bottle 69 said that.
Let's see what Oak Tree 777 said.
Are we both looking outside the window and seeing things?
I don't think that's an oak tree. Is it an oak tree?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I don't know what trees you guys have over here in the UK.
I don't know. Trees.
Well, hey, I mean, you got a pretty bleak Romanian view on this, and
why does it have to be Romanian? Can I just be an individual?
Yes, you can.
Everything I do, it has to be Romanian.
I'm just dumbing it down for the stupid Americans who are my basic fan base.
No, but if they're listening to this, they probably know.
No, they're not.
I think they're not.
They understand. They know. We got nuanced people in the blockhead community, and I think that your opinion, even though I disagree with it, it makes total sense. And I think
but it's the correct opinion. Why would you disagree with it?
because I still like the movie.
Here's the problem with Star Wars. I know Disney threatened cinemas in the United States 2 years ago when Hateful Eight came out. Because Tarantino wanted the film to be shown in particular like art house cinemas.
Right, with an intermission and stuff well, yeah.
Disney threatened them for if they show Hateful Eight and not show Star Wars because they were competing films.
Really?
They're not going to give Star Wars to all the other cinemas that they owned. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn.
That's the problem with Star
Fucking
Wars.
Disney. I mean,
even Tarantino, which is like the most like mainstream,
art house guy,
interesting director.
That's the thing. I think it's it sounds like the problem is at the end of the day, which is we can all get behind, is fuck Disney a little bit.
Yes, but you make art yourself.
Yeah,
and you work on it, and you try to squeeze your heart and soul and mind into something that you make. And then there's Russell Peters out there. You know what I mean? And he's filling up stadiums, and that's the problem. That's the symptomatic thing that I'm talking about. There's people, honest people, who are making lovely things, unique things, and people go and watch shit because it's just pumped, fucking James Corden, just fat, just open mouths, just pushing shit down people's throats.
I think it says a lot about you that you're willing to be one of the people who stands for art, right? Like you are willing and you want to drag people down to the depths to be like, look at what is down here. There's so much cool shit down here.
Yeah.
And I admire that about you.
Oh.
Not everybody's willing to do that. Not everybody's willing to say, hey, get out of the fucking shallow end. There's so much cool shit to see.
Yeah, that's why none of your listeners have ever heard of me, and none of the people here have heard of me.
Hey, listen.
Because I have convictions like that.
Fill a niche. Victor, man, this has been a pleasure.
Oh, likewise.
We got to wrap it up because we both have shows we have to get to.
Yeah, but the hate for Disney and Star Wars is never gonna end.
It's never gonna die. No. George Lucas will die, but we will still hate the way Disney has treated Star Wars long after that. Yeah. Merchandising be damned.
You remember that film with Tim Allen, and Sigourney Weaver, where they played like
Galaxy Quest?
That's better than this.
I mean, you might be right. Galaxy Quest is subversive and fun.
Yeah.
God, I should watch Galaxy Quest again.
It's like with those weird guys with like dead eyes, just kind of smiling all the time. It's hilarious.
I mean, Spy Kids is more fun than this.
Yes. Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's just green guys that go bill, bill, bill with like brains in a jar. Hilarious.
Jack Nicholson's in that too, right?
I think so.
Man.
See, there's wonderful things out there. Why? Here's the other thing that I don't understand. People watching the same film over and over and over and over again. Like, I go to people's houses and they have like 5 DVDs and they watch them continually. And I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? Is this the life that you want to live? We have one life. Why are we treating ourselves like this?
Right. There's only I can't even think of a movie that I've seen more than 5 times, maybe.
I've seen The Sixth Sense several times. Every time I catch it on TV, I just get engrossed in it, I can't leave it.
I've seen The Dark Knight probably the most, just because it was on TV a lot when I was in college, and I really like The Dark Knight. I think I've seen. We need to talk about Kevin. Dear Zachary. We need to talk about Kevin is a great movie.
Oh my god!
I've seen Dear Zachary probably about 5 times.
Yeah,
because it's one of those movies that's like my go-to. I need to show you this movie. Yeah.
I have. Okay, let me ask you this: what are the 3 or 5 films that you don't usually recommend to people, but you recommend to like particular people that you know? Because for example,
that's interesting.
Every time I recommend a film, I tell people, if I'm recommending this film, we need to have an understanding. You don't read about it. You don't watch the trailers.
Okay.
You just go into the film and you experience the film for whatever it is.
Okay. Dear Zachary is one of those movies for sure. Because Dear Zachary, the movie affects you so much the first time you watch it, and if you don't know anything about it going in, then it's a much better experience.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's beautiful to get into a new world.
Yeah. I would say Oh God. Oh, this is tough. I'm looking at my list of like my top 100 favorite movies that I have on my my Letterboxd page.
Can I add one?
Yeah,
Then we can
of
go
course,
back and
of course.
forth. Synecdoche in New York.
Synecdoche, New York's a good pick. It's a good
like,
choice. It's a real like
Charlie Kaufman,
yeah.
the guy who wrote Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and
This is
adaptation.
Directorial debut.
Yeah, just such a beautiful like Russian doll print idea of a story and everything. Like I've watched that. Every time I watch it, I go like, how did I not see this?
I would say
The first time, it's so complex, so many things happening.
Man, I would say maybe Swiss Army Man and The
Really?
Master.
The Master, man.
Both of those movies are great. And Swiss Army Man, The Master, I think you could probably get away with watching a trailer, but you're not going to, because it's so cryptic, you're not going to know anything. Swiss Army Man was unfortunately very poorly advertised, I think.
Yeah.
Swiss Army Man is
With
an
the farting
absolute
thing, yeah.
beautiful movie, and it deserves so much better than it got.
The Master, shot by a Romanian guy,
Yeah.
the director of photography.
What's the guy's name?
Mihai Malai-Mare Jr. His
Yes.
dad was in film in Romania.
Great. And then I would also say a recent one is, I mean, this will all be pretty recent, but The Guest.
The Guest?
The Guest is a thriller. It came out in like 2014. It's a total, like, nobody saw it. Nobody had heard of it. It's directed by a well-known horror director named Adam Wingard.
Yeah.
It's not really a horror movie. It's just a great movie. And I would say go check it out.
All right.
Yeah. Speaking of checking it out, since
Yeah.
you got to wrap things up, where can the listeners find you if they want to follow you on social media and stuff?
I live in London, in Tottenham. So if you're ever in Tottenham, just...
On Callum Ross's couch currently.
Yes.
So
Yes.
hit up Callum.
Uh-huh.
And then where do you guys do Roast Battle UK?
Okay, so basically we do the Roast Battle every Friday at 11 at the Bill Murray.
Okay.
That's in the central London. It's quite a popular place. Like Eddie Izzard does work in progress there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a place that's owned by comedians. So a bunch of comedians ran this night down the road. And they got some money together. Then they created a Kickstarter campaign, bought a house, and turned it into a comedy club. Everyone who works there is a comedian. There's like the bricks have the names of the people who
Sounds
donated
great.
like £1 or £5 so they could buy the whole place.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and it's
I love it.
yeah, the Bill Murray.
I can't wait to come to London sometime and check that out.
Oh man, there's some nice places.
You can find me at Diet J on Twitter and Instagram, jlightcomedy.com for show dates. And, this will be out, the day before. But if you are in LA and you are around on the 31st in particular of August, which is either tomorrow or a couple days from now, I forget when this will be out. My album recording, come to it. You should reserve tickets. It's a free reservation. Donations accepted at the door for any kind of pay if you want to do that, and just reserve. There's a link in the comments. It's bit.ly/jlightalbum.
Yeah.
But yeah, Victor, dude, thanks so much.
A pleasure, man. Can I say one more thing?
Yes, say one more
Watch
thing.
Il Sorpasso. It's like it's an Italian film from the 60s. It's about a guy sitting in a window, and then another guy comes along with the car, sees him, and that's where the adventure starts.
Nice.
It's just total strange. It's just one of these weirdest, most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life.
Can't wait to check them all
But yeah,
out.
go and support J Light, because this is better. This is nicer. This is kinder. It's more beautiful than all the fucking things on Netflix.
I like that. I like you, Victor. You're a good dude. This has been Blockbusting. Go see something good for a change.